Sitting down with head coach Jim Dapkus of the Lincoln baseball team, which opens its season this week. Coach, before we get into this weekend's games, how are you feeling about this year's squad?
It's a great group of kids. We've had really no problems off the field. They've done a great job in the classroom. They've put in their time, and now it's hopefully to the point where we're going to start seeing some payoff with some of the work that they've put in, and we get to play some games. Well,
you're going to be trying to replace an All-MIAA first-team player in Chris Fow. He was obviously a great pitcher, but you're going to have some guys coming back from last year who got some experience, and you brought in some players. How are you feeling about your pitching?
We feel pretty good. We've got some depth that we haven't had in the last couple of years, as long as we stay healthy, which, of course, every coach is keeping his fingers crossed this time of the year that you can stay healthy throughout the whole year. But, we're going to have about 4 or 5 quality starters that we feel like we can run out there to keep us in games, and we've got some guys in the bullpen that we feel good about. There's a lot more depth than we've had maybe the last couple of years with our pitching staff.
Well, last season, at the beginning of the year and sort of in the middle, your hitting was a little slow, but it seemed as the season went on, your bats seemed to warm up. You had players like Caleb Kemna, Andrew St. Pierre, Logan Smith, who towards the end of the year were really hitting the ball. How are you feeling about your offense?
We feel good. We like you said, we got a lot of guys back that got a lot of experience last year, and we were able to kind of put in some guys into our lineup that we did not have last year. I think we'll have a little bit more power this year. I think we'll have more of a middle of a lineup presence that we haven't had the last couple of years. Got good speed on top of the lineup, got decent speed at the bottom of the lineup. So we feel like we've got as many pieces in place that we possibly can have. And once again, now we start playing some games and we start getting some questions answered and find out if we got the right guys in the right spots.
You've got 15 seniors on this year's team, which is a lot, especially since you only had 4 last year. I know that it's going to be a lot of veteran leadership, but who are maybe a few seniors to keep an eye on this year?
Obviously Caleb, even like a Darren Lasley. Darren's been in the program for 5 years. Clint Cashin is a guy that we're expecting some leadership out of. Ryan Romiller has done a good job of being kind of a senior leader. Blake Jones on the pitching staff has been, they've all pretty much kind of been, we don't have that one guy that's a big rah-rah guy, but all of them have done a decent job of kind of getting the word out to the new guys and our younger kids that we just don't want to go through what we did last year. And we can correct a lot of the things that we did wrong. We've worked on those. Once again, now it's time to start playing some games and seeing if we've done a good job with correcting those problems.
And then who are some of the newer players to keep an eye on?
We have Zach Roberts and Ben Stewart are 2 guys that we feel like are going to be kind of impact guys for us. Brad Wright is a guy that we obviously are going to count on too, being adding some pieces to the lineup that we didn't have last year. Those 3 guys are 3 guys that I think are really going to fit in pretty good for us.
Later this week you're going down to Northwestern Oklahoma. Have you had any chance to really look into what they've got coming back? And
Not really. I know that they're in the transition of becoming a Division II program. Their coach is a guy that I coached against at my previous school. So I understand maybe if he has the same mindset he did back in the day. They bunted a lot, they ran a lot. I have no idea what to expect with this team. And obviously early in the year, and what we're trying to preach to our guys is so much of it is just taking care of the basic fundamentals of the game as teams get used to playing. If we can catch the ball, if we can throw it, and if we can put some balls in play, we should be in all these games and hopefully come up with some W's.
All right, Coach. Thanks for your time. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.